wind down the end of 2024, let's talk about Superman versus Predator. Because I won't stop talking about Predator. I might as well make it official and just talk about this weird crossover that happened in 2000.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
you know,
probably
Batman
just
vs.
go to
Predator
bed.
worked out, and then it was just diminishing returns.
I can't wait.
But thankfully, Superman vs. Predator is like a real comic book and not like JLA Predator or
okay, 'cause
Batman
that-
and Superman vs. Aliens and Predator.
Yeah,
Which
I see
are-
Superman in one of these books and I get worried.
I mean, it's weird, right? Like, I mean, it's Superman versus Predator. So here we go. The Yautja appears, and then Superman
damn.
blows him up with his
Heat
heat vision, and it's over
Sorry, the
because,
other
oh
one.
no, but he's also cloaked. Yeah, and Superman can see at the end. So
He can smell him. He can hear him.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
no, it's literally, it's over in a heartbeat. It's a weird premise. Why would you even try?
While it's clear that DC prioritizes Batman these days, and who could blame him? Batman is the alpha when it comes to American comic book superheroes, even bigger than
Ready?
Spider-Man when it comes to sales and kind of longevity and stuff like that. Superman is the absolute alpha when it comes to American superheroes, certainly DC Comics. And we're finally going to be giving Superman the love he deserves. We're getting the summer of Superman. And I've got all the details, everything you need to know. Well, the first thing you need to know, which isn't really going to be covered in anything that I'm talking about, is we have a Superman movie. And that's why they're doing this. They're doing synergy between Warner Brothers and the DCU and DC comic books. And we're going to have a big-ass Superman movie come out. We should have some big-ass Superman comic books come out. Now, some of this stuff is just things they would have published. And some of them are certainly things that they're doing to celebrate the summer of Superman. But we got 5 big announcements that came out. Plus, there will be some like new editions of Superman for All Seasons, All-Star Superman, stuff like that, as far as your trades and stuff. I won't cover all that stuff. I'm just going to cover the new stuff, but look out for that. If you've been in the market for like Superman for All Seasons or All-Star Superman and some of those classics, those are going to be reprinted, maybe in new formats. But if you wanted them, you'd already have them. There's certainly plenty of those books out there. Starting out, before making his big splash in the DC universe with Superman Unlimited, acclaimed writer Dan Slott joins Mark Waid, Joshua Williamson, and Jorge Jimenez for the Summer of Superman special. Arriving on April 16th, in this oversized issue, Slott, Waid, and Williamson deliver a single story in 3 acts, highlighted by Jimenez's dynamic art style that has made him a fan favorite of comic book fans worldwide. The wedding of Lana Lang and John Henry Irons, aka Steel, serves as the backdrop for an outpouring of love and support from family and friends. However, this big day will also be big trouble, as threats from the past, present, and future will spawn major new conflicts for the Superman family. Sounds like it's going to be a jumping off point, or yeah, for a lot of different conflicts, not only in Superman, certainly Superman Unlimited, as well as, I guess, Batman Superman, because that's the Mark Waid book that he's doing. We've also got action out there, which doesn't appear to be covered in here, although we'll kind of get to that soon. Apparently, they will be having a new full-time Action Comics writer. At least that's what it sounds like, but they're not going to be covered in here. But you've got the 3 writers on the 3 main ongoing Superman titles other than Action Comics. I like what Josh Williamson is doing within Superman. I'm kind of digging the Time Trapper Doomsday story. And this past issue with Dan Moore has been absolutely fantastic to look at. Not as great to read, but still pretty darn good. Now, we do know that Jorge Jimenez, the artist on this book, who apparently will be illustrating all 3 chapters of the story from the different writers, has been teasing out that he's doing something with young John Kent. Now that we've got some details here that it's going to be like a wedding special,
Come on.
I imagine this is some type of flashback.
Get off me.
Because
Oh, I
or
flew.
maybe it'd be a
Fuck that, I
flashback story.
flew.
But we're not
He was
getting
dead to me.
John
I flew.
Kent back as Superboy anytime soon. At least not the version we remember with Jorge Jimenez illustrating it from Super Sons. But I imagine that's where we're getting those images from this Summer of Superman special #1. Mark Waid, I don't support him. I don't particularly like him. I think he's a bad human being. But a lot of people do like him over at DC Comics as far as their writers. You know, he's about as stable as it gets with quality outside of maybe a Josh Williamson and certainly a Jeremy Adams, who I think is the creme de la creme when it comes to DC Comics writers these days. But we're getting a wedding, and weddings in comic books often play out like weddings in wrestling. All hell breaks loose. Somebody decides to interrupt the party and all this kind of stuff. but this will certainly be the jumping off point for the Dan Slott Superman Unlimited book, which will be an ongoing, which I don't think will last all that long. Superman is doing well, but he's not so overwhelmingly popular right now. They don't have him in such a strong spot that I think they can handle 3-4 ongoing Superman books. But we shall see. I'm more interested in the Phil Kennedy Johnson Adventures of Superman book, Bell book, but that's not even mentioned here. Apparently that's going to be coming out maybe in the fall. But we got some more announcements. Just as Superman and Superwoman are recovering from their battles with Time Trapper and Doomsday, the biggest problem of all returns when Superman 25 hits comic book shops on April 23. Lex Luthor makes his DC All-In return and is ready to fight for control of Supercorp and Metropolis. Written by Josh Williamson, this oversized issue features art by Dan Mora, Eddie Barrows, and Iber Ferreira, and celebrates the last 2 years of Superman, connects to Summer of Superman Special Number 1, and sets up a brand new storyline featuring Superman's greatest enemy. And I will say this is a welcome change, and as much as I am liking the Josh Williamson stuff, there are a couple of changes in there that I don't particularly appreciate. I guess 3. A couple would indicate 2. But I'll go with 3 that I don't particularly like. The Superman family has gotten overwhelmingly big. Like, it is enormous. There are far too many members of the Superman family. It's ridiculous. This will not cover that. Superwoman. Not every love interest of a superhero needs to be a superheroine. It's kind of ridiculous. And then the biggest problem of all has probably been like Simple Lex, Dumb Lex, whatever you want to call him. Ever since he defeated Brainiac in the House of Brainiac storyline, Lex has not been himself. He doesn't remember who he was, and he's not really smart anymore. He's just kind of stupid. Although there's clearly a relationship or romance brewing between him and Mercy Graves, I particularly, despite liking the Superman series, hate the Simple Lex stuff. So I'm very happy that Lex Luthor is going to become himself again and return, and hopefully turn on Superman. I don't like the Norman Osborn becomes Spider-Man's mentor and everything's forgiven.
I died to what?
You know, he's trying to give him tech. I don't like Lex
Oh,
Luthor
that is Serena.
becoming reformed
I thought
and
it was just
embracing
Coulson.
Superman and giving him tech. Like, he doesn't always have to be trying to thwart Superman, but they certainly shouldn't be buddies. Lex Luthor doesn't like him.
Serena's huge now.
And this weird version of Simple Lex that we've gotten, you know, since the end of that House of Brainiac event thing that happened, has been quite underwhelming. The issue will look absolutely spectacular. I think it's double size, so it's going to be 48 pages. Dan Mora has been destroying Superman as of late. If you haven't been reading it, it's the best Superman has looked in a very, very long time. And then the second artist on this book is going to be Eddie Barrows. I freaking love Eddie Barrows. He's one of my favorite artists. He's so underutilized by DC. I don't understand how he and Iber Ferreira do not
I saw the
have
Pikachu there too.
their
There was
own
no way I was
ongoing
getting that.
series to illustrate, because they're
Not like
absolutely
that.
a dynamic pairing. So it's awesome to see all 3 of them on there. It's awesome to see the return
Yeah, look,
of
their
the actual
Pikachu's
Lex
empty.
Luthor,
Their
getting rid
Pikachu's
of the
trash.
stupid Simple Lex thing. You know, hopefully they get
Yeah,
rid of
he's
Superwoman
electrical,
Lois
like,
Lane
he's
soon.
trash.
She just becomes Lois Lane,
Oh my God,
editor-in-chief
I
of the Daily Planet,
Yep.
since Percy White is now the mayor of Metropolis or whatever. And then we do need to kill off a lot of the Superman family. But in DC in particular, most of their families are obnoxiously large right now, and it's very off-putting. We've got more information. In the tradition of critically acclaimed anthologies, Batman the World and Joker the World witness what makes Superman an international symbol of truth, justice, and hope, with the global release of Superman the World on June 24. Renowned Superman storytellers Dan Jurgens and Lee Weeks join a team of 15 international creators to tell tales that highlight what makes Superman the
the
greatest
Pikachu
superhero
moment.
of all. I'm really getting
That's
fed up
it.
with them not using truth, justice, the American way.
Oh my God.
Absolutely garbage,
No,
even for
fight
something
together.
like Superman
no,
the World.
No, damn it.
It's gonna be like a coffee table book, just like Batman the World,
Oh,
Joker
yes.
the World was.
Oh,
You
our
know,
Charizard
Dan
through, but
Jurgens
it's
and Lee
okay.
Weeks on a Superman
it might
story
be
to
okay.
kind of be
It
the
might
lead
be
creatives.
okay.
Great idea. It's going to have a bunch of international
kill us.
creators. You know, you'll have a team probably from Brazil. You'll certainly have one from Japan. You know, some Eastern European creative teams, stuff like that. Probably France. Some of the places that have, you know, really robust comic book creative like communities out there. You know,
Oh, you're
pitching
so
into this. It's nothing
The Pikachu
that
sucks.
really gets me excited. I didn't care about Batman the World. I didn't care about Joker the World. But obviously, if they're doing a third round with Superman the World,
Pikachu.
there is some type of audience for an international flavor Superman book, coffee table book to put out there. And
We
say
didn't
they
need
own
no
it.
Wiggly
So if this is your thing,
Where's their
be looking
last
out for that one. There will be the third
Last
volume of this World series, The World, where you have all these international creators teaming up, telling short stories about, in this case, Superman, but certainly in the past, Batman and the Joker. But certainly not my bag. It's not really what I'm looking forward to. Next up, The Summer of Superman also features the debut of Superman's
Wow.
Good Guy Gang. The
What
first
an
in a
insane
multi-volume series,
game,
this graphic novel is the perfect entry point for readers age 5 to 7
I was
to discover
really
the incredible
aggressive,
world
too.
of
I was
DC
really
superheroes.
aggressive, and I
Superman's
just
Good
left
Guy
my
Gang
team.
is written and drawn by Rob Justice. It introduces readers to an 8-year-old Clark Kent and his super-powered friend Hawkgirl and Green Lantern Guy Gardner. As they test their abilities,
That was a fun
grow
game.
together, and maybe even
I think I'm gonna end
earn
there,
some
too,
good guy
'cause I'm
points
tired.
along the way. Future books in the series will include
Time's
popular
up.
DC heroes Batman, Wonder Woman, Mr. Terrific, and more. I'm certainly very appreciative and supportive of graphic
We were
novels aimed at younger
fiending on
children.
them
I
too.
will
I love
specifically
that. That
point
was
out
a good game.
that
I
read
invaded them
Superman in Smallville.
early.
I think it's by
I took their
Balthazar
dinos.
and Franco.
win.
And that thing is
I
absolutely
didn't even get
spectacular. It's very
MVP.
much in the vein
Oh,
of like
'cause he
Tiny
scored.
Titans.
And my
I think
controller's
Mark Balthazar probably
sticking.
did that
Look.
as well. And those are absolutely phenomenal. If you're looking for stuff to get your kids into DC heroes and characters, and you don't want to do
No,
Teen
y'all
Titans Go, and I
suck.
kind of
Look,
understand that.
y'all
Even
suck.
though I kind of
Look,
like
he
Teen
did
Titans Go, I
0
think it's pretty funny.
and 0.
There's some really
10
funny stuff that
assists.
goes on in that,
I got
in that
10
cartoon.
KOs, 9 KOs.
These are really, really good. They're
scored,
definitely good for little
and
kids.
he was playing
specifically
sometimes.
Superman of Smallville and the
Their
Tiny Titan
team-
stuff. I don't like the art
He was a
in the
feeder, bro.
Superman's Good Guy Gang as much as those,
This
but
guy's
it's
a
certainly
paid
aimed at little
actor.
bitty kids. I have a
This
5,
guy is a
soon to be
paid
6-year-old. I have a 3,
actor.
soon to be 4-year-old. So this will be something
he
that I
wins
will definitely have
matches.
my eye
Look, he
on
was
and
on a
will
win
probably pick
streak.
up for them because my
Of course,
5-year-old's
he plays
favorite
Greninja Cinderace, by the
just
way.
character, I guess, is Robin, basically based off of Teen Titans Go.
Terribly.
And he likes everything Robin, and
What?
hopefully we'll get some Robin in something like this, and that will pique
1,000
his interest.
Pikachu games.
But I'll
What?
probably give him the first volume, see if he can get into it, because he does enjoy some DC heroes.
Marucho.
And I think Superman's Good Guy Gang,
Like
it's a
from-
good title.
Hold on, shut up, guy. Like from Marucho. Like from Bakugan. This is a bot. Is this a bot? This was a tough bot game. Like, these guys aren't bots. "24 KOs, 61 win rate, Blaziken, Umbreon, Blue Badge Umbreon." What? Bro. Gold Badge Pikachu, yeah. Bro. This has to be like a Blue Badge Comfy. He's on a loose streak. What? And Ninetales. These aren't bots. These guys are good. He's not a bot. Oh, wait, maybe. He only played Mewtwo X. I'm so confused, bro. Who is this guy? He just plays Pikachu. What?